have no idea where I left off, but it was like at least 4 days ago. But it's good that I did leave off what I did, because everything that we did, we were basically just touching wires to random things, hoping that things would move. But we ended up tearing out the entire old harness, which I think I recorded, but we got rid of the old FB harness that we got from Pick and Pull because it just would not work with this car and we couldn't figure it out. So we opted into making our own custom harness, which I have never done before, Jay has never done before, but we figured it shouldn't be too hard since we only really need like 3 things for this car to run, and then we'll worry about accessories later. But we ended up getting the starter working, so now the motor will turn over with our custom switch panel, which is in here. We got our start, or our like main power switch, and then our start button, and there's no battery connected, otherwise I was gonna show you the light coming on. But we got our starter hooked up, which, you know, I won't even explain it because I made like a little wiring diagram and notes on my phone, and I will just post that like there somewhere so you can take a look at that if you want. But Jay right now is currently working on, what you working on, Jay?
I don't know. I haven't had this hood.
The fuel pump regulator.
Yeah.
That's what Jay's working on.
It's a fuel pressure regulator.
Fuel pressure regulator.
This thing.
So we're mounting that up, and then we're gonna figure out wiring for the
fuel pump and stuff.
For the fuel pump. But yeah, this is our starter setup for now. We got this wire that goes into the solenoid or the starter like trigger switch, and this goes straight into the main positive, and then this goes into the straight starter negative, and you can see it right down there, the little red wire. Okay, we got the car jacked up, all fours. We're rocking that monster truck segment right now. It's literally like 6 inches off the ground on each wheel, but my man Jay says that the fuel pump is located right around here somewhere.
It's literally directly right under where I'm about to go right now.
So we're gonna get that fuel pump installed and look at it with the current wiring setup that we still have from the back half of the car. See if we can make it work. If not,
oh, I found a bolt.
Found a bolt, but if not, we're gonna make it work with our custom harness.
There you go.
All right, so Jay got the positive and negative wires hooked up to the fuel pump. Got the in and out fittings put in. Hopefully they don't leak. We don't have any like, I don't know, sealer on there, but we should be good. Steve arrived. Okay, we just finished drilling those 3 holes. I mean, I'll have a clip from my phone inserted so you guys can watch it. We just finished drilling the holes. Now, what's the plan? We're going to like Lowe's or something, right?
Yeah.
We're getting nuts and washers and lock nuts, right?
Yes.
We need some hardware. I'll see if I can show you where these holes are mounted. There's the hole right here, which is where the existing fuel pump came through, and then we just drilled. Oh, right here. This is where we're mounting the new fuel pump. 1, 2, 3, and the other one was mounted right back here. But we're mounting it here, and then the wires are going to come right up. And we're going to run it through straight to our switch panel. Alright, so we went to AutoZone, picked up some bolts, some washers, some nuts, and then we also stopped at Taco Bell, got some food. Now Jay is under the car, widening out the holes that we drilled before, because we got to fit those bolts through.
Oh, it got in my mouth.
We're gonna fit those bolts through and before the holes are too small. Yeah. But like I said, they'll be
I have a way to do it.
Popping out. Well, you can't see, but right through there. And then the fuel pump will be mounted. And then we gotta wire it to a switch that we bought. And then we'll have fuel, and then we'll also have starter. Yep. Okay, so that fuel pump mounting position isn't gonna work because we just learned that the fuel pump has to be mounted vertically, not sideways. Now we gotta find a new spot to mount it, which I think we did. It's gonna be like out on the other side of the wheel well. But we gotta make some adjustments to the bracket because right now it's 90 degrees and we need it like, we need that like 130 degrees.
I'm about to use a caveman technique.
We're about to bash it with rocks until it lines up the way we want.
Might as well, yeah.
So we're gonna straighten this out, and then Maybe I'll throw in some phone footage of us mounting it up. Alright, with just two of us here, it's a little hard to film, but let me show you what we got going on. So we relocated from down here with the pump going to be mounted sideways to up here with the pump mounted vertical. And I mean, this is only like a 6-inch gap. You can see how small it is. But the pump is now going to sit here vertically. We bent the bracket that we got. And let's see if I could find it under here and show you guys. Yeah, you can see it right there. That's the bracket. And it looks super crooked, but it's actually pretty well parallel to the ground. Okay, we busted out this SA harness. Was the original for this car, and the previous owner absolutely destroyed it, and there's like not more than 3 feet of wire there. So he got out the wiring harness we got from the junkyard out of that blue FB, and we found a section with a lot of wire, and we are cutting it now to just get the wire so that way we could, you know, do a little bit of color coordination for the wiring that we're doing in this car, rather than everything looking exactly like this and just being red. So that way we could write down a little diagram for ourselves and know, like, okay, green and black wires, fuel pump, and then whatever, because we got all this wire now. Like, right before, probably over 6 feet, and yeah.
Another thing too, it's like, oh, you did just ruin a 1982 GSLE harness. Well, the harness harness we got from the junkyard was already cut, so it wasn't gonna work for anybody's car unless you're a master engineer, and I know half these motherfuckers aren't. So all this wire here would be great for anybody, because now we can color coordinate, make sure if anything goes wrong we know what color is what. Easy.
Exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself. This is a view of the fuel pump, but we have it mounted just so you're orientated. This is under the car. We look straight up by the diff. There it is, nice and new. We actually bent the bracket by running it over with my car. Okay, we gotta get one more fuel line off from under the car, and then we also need new fuel line because this stuff is old and not reusable. So we're gonna go pick up like 2 feet of, I don't know, like 3/8 or something, and then we're gonna redo just the main fuel lines. We're gonna, like, there's 2 lines that come from the gas tank and one that goes like up here into a hard line that comes back down into the fuel filter, and we're going to leave all that. We're only changing the stuff that goes into the pump and filter, which is going to be like 2 feet of fuel line. So we're going to go pick up some of that, and then we're going to get this fuel pump installed and filter installed, and then we're probably going to call it a day. But this is the fuel pump setup. We got the filter going into the pump, whatever, and I just have this hose loosely connected. Jay is about to turn on the battery or the pump to see if we get any fuel flowing. You ready? Yeah. Go ahead. I don't see anything yet.
Should I do a little longer?
Maybe, since it's dry, I don't know. No, nothing. Hard at work getting the fuel pump mounted and everything. I mean, took way longer than it should have, I think. Now we got, you know, everything hooked up. We just tested it with our fancy green fuel pump wire, and it started squirting fuel out, meaning we had everything hooked up the right way after doubting ourselves. But Jay is under there getting everything tightened up, and then our fuel pump will be mounted. Then we have one more line that we have to run from the fuel pump out into the hard line that leads to the engine bay, and then we have
Fuel's all good.
Yeah, then our fuel's good, but then we have our
ignition left.
We have our starting done, we got our fuel done, and then all that's left is ignition, and then we're ready to run this thing. Okay, Jay, we're gonna test the fuel now.
You ready?
Hit it. Go. You gonna hold it?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, yep. There we go. That was good flow, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, we're doing some fuel pump tests and everything right now, but I don't think I've shown you guys the starter yet. So, show us the starter button.
So this is a janky ass plate, but power,